It seems I've been spotted in the wild, dear listeners. Chaz is a curious one, isn't she? Always asking questions, even ones she already knows the answers to. I have some questions of my own. Why did the Crossroads follow her here, across the Atlantic? Does she really want these kindred to find the Midnight Door? If the door is an oculus and an oculus is an eye, what is it the eye of? And why don't vampires dream? It's the witching hour, my friends. Vampires are human, aren't they? Regrettably, intangibly, unrelentingly human. And if everything that makes us human can be taken away, and a human still remains, no matter how cold or how hungry, where does it go? Why don't vampires dream? If you can answer that question, you're wiser than I. But I'll leave you to it. I have to prepare for my grand entrance. It's time for me to leave the nest.
Fucking excuse
The
me?
nest?
Excuse me?
Like a
Is he
like
a bird?
Like a bird?
Like a bird.
Squeaking!
Tweet, tweet.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
The one that I found most intriguing is how fucking gullible you are.
Are you gonna finish it?
Don't do it!
There's a rot in all our hearts. You can feed it, or you can starve. But there's only one way it can end.
Good evening, travelers, and welcome back to the court of the Jester Princes. I am your storyteller, Jonas Tintenseher, and we are playing Vampire the Masquerade V5, Midnight Gravity. Joining me tonight, our hushed Hecata, Andrew Furtado.
My name is Antonio Stregano, and I think I have some spinach in me. Maybe a little feta, maybe ham. I haven't decided yet.
Our tortured Toreador, Rachel Cordoriator.
More like a Torquiator.
Hold on, I need to
What's that?
I need to breathe so I can speak.
Oh my god.
Whew, okay.
My favorite intro.
My name is Mars, and tonight's song is I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany.
Oh, wow, that's excellent.
I think we're
Timing.
alone now.
Mhm.
Our special guest and liminal La Sombra, Meghan Martambra.
I like that. All right, fun Seattle fact. The Great Seattle Fire, as mentioned in this campaign, was real and started at approximately 2:20 p.m. on June 6, 1889 by an accidentally overturned glue pot in a carpentry shop.
That's true.
Fun fact.
Wow.
What's mine gonna be? It's
Ish.
not gonna be good.
Our Thurstonian Finblood, Casey Reardon blood.
Yeah. I knew that wasn't gonna be good.
That's the best one so far.
Your syllable already worked. I just had to add the other half of it.
Did it? Your din blood? Are you? I play Mathias Wilson, and are you thirsting for another Thurston being shitty to the woman in his life fact?
You know what? Yes.
They're
I'm
my
prepared.
favorite ones. Great. I'm glad. After his second divorce, it only took him 3 months to remarry.
Ooh.
This time to Nina Leotha Fielding Allison. Every time, another extra name. There were 2 names, then 3 names, then 4.
Additive.
Can't wait till we get to 6. This is just something that we discovered along the way. She was a showgirl
collecting.
and comedian who took on more of a managerial director, costumer, and critic role, as well as a companion to him rather than becoming the next queen of magic. He did not have her become the next queen of magic.
And our misbegotten Malkavian, Sky Swan Savian.
That's good. That one's good.
This is so funny. The lotomola, or ocean sunfish, is a massive open ocean fish and the heaviest bony fish, weighing over 5,000 pounds. An equally amazing fact is that during the spawning season, just one of these giants will produce over 300 million eggs.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Reggie.
Sounds like about as many wives as Howard Thurston had. Right?
Zing.
During the spawning season, Howard Thurston will produce over 300 million divorces.
Just kidding, he's dead.
Last time on Midnight Gravity, the coterie swung at Ajax. And though it was something of a hard-fought battle, some lucky rolls, some shadowy arms, and the lingering compulsion from the Furies' song proved victorious in the end. Ajax Volantis lies torpid on the floor of room 57 at Delirium. The rest of you are standing over him, his two cronies, bound by shadow, surrendering on the couch. Mars has just burst into the room and shouted,
Don't do it!
Huh?
What do we do?
Oh.
Don't do what?
Hey, Mars.
Hi.
I see Reggie flopping around the broken wrist.
Antonio's just like in mid-staking position.
Stake him.
You said to stake him?
Yeah. Yeah, stake him.
Okay. I did.
You push the stake through his heart. If he somehow wakes up from his torpor, he will be paralyzed.
Great. He's not dead, right?
No,
No.
not yet.
Okay.
You okay? You look faint.
I'll be okay. I'm gonna go leave to throw up.
Why don't you roll composure plus stamina to see if you
or
can?
Or do it right here. Sure thing. I will. Composure plus stamina. Oh, okay. They're so fun. Everyone should get their own dice.
The physical dice are very fun, I can attest. It feels real good to hold them.
How's 2 successes fare me?
I think 2 successes is fine.
Oh, good.
You are able to get out to a bathroom and puke.
Sure, yeah.
Your hunger will increase by 1.
That's fine. Yeah, I cover my mouth and make a quick exit.
Now that Mars is gone, should we kill him?
No, you shouldn't.
No, I'm joking.
The crony who Reggie told to sit and who is now bound with a shadowy seatbelt goes, so can we go? Are you gonna kill us?
Whoa, you can talk?
Yeah, dude, I'm a full human being with my own lived experiences. I know that that's weird to you blanks.
Oh, I'm blank? What's a blank?
You're a blank, and he's a blank.
I'm a blank?
Nods at Ajax. All of you are blanks.
What does that mean? Do you think we're like robots?
You know, like...
Isn't that's a vampire?
Yeah.
Yeah. Offensive.
Why are you saying blank?
Okay, are you gonna kill
Why
me or
are you
not?
acting like vampire is a curse word?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
what?
it's kindred. The word's kindred.
I'm so confused.
Well, Ajax doesn't like to say it.
Well, Ajax also drugs people and like turns them into blanks.
Yeah, I've just never heard someone say blank before. What does that mean? Like, because we don't have a soul, we're a blank canvas?
Honestly, yeah, I feel less human now.
The rest of you older kindred would have heard the term blank before. It mostly comes from vampire hunters who believe you're soulless, empty bodies.
Oh my god, I got it on the money.
Oh.
Specifically, they call
Hey,
you...
score 1 for Reggie, and he gives himself a high five with his broken wrist.
Actually, it might not... Hold on. It actually might not be the soul thing. I think blank body comes from the fact that you don't show up on heat detection. It's one of those
So
two.
it's
Don't
it's
remember.
not an old reference.
It's a newer thing. It's the last 20 years. Yeah.
Wait, so is this a mean thing that he's saying to us?
It's not... Yeah, it's kind of mean.
Well, I tighten the shadows on him. I squeeze him a little bit.
Okay.
Hey
Just
man,
please.
be real with me. Be just real with me. I'm not, Do you like him? Or was this just a job?
I mean...
He can't hear you.
No, I know. Yeah, I see that. It's...
Like, sure, you get to go to a club, you get to drink, maybe you get some bitches. But did you, like him?
Yeah, that's pretty much the extent of it. I mean, he got us a lot of, drugs and money and game, but like...
But did you like him, or did
No,
you like him?
No, he's a fucking spoiled asshole.
Cool, alright,
Alright, we can agree on that.
I think we could let him go.
We had a whole gang before, and then
Yeah,
he
you
just
don't
showed
gotta
up and
keep
started
going.
like...
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I think he's fine. Just let him go.
All right, friends. Do we let them go?
Yeah.
I retract my shadows.
Nah, I know their type. They don't give a shit about this guy.
You retract the shadows?
But I give him like a little like whip on the way out.
Yeah, a little snap.
I give him like a little smack on the way out the door, though.
The other crony, the woman who was restricted for the entire fight, stands up and she like looks around at all of you and looks at you, Reggie, looks down at Ajax, spits on him, and then looks back at you, Reggie, and kind of leans in and is like, "Hey, I was there that night that you."
Reggie straightens up and just immediately compels her to leave.
Ooh, okay, yeah, she's unprepared. So she says that, and you just
leave.
And your eyes flash, and she just straightens up and rigidly walks out of the room.
I think while everyone is kind of talking to the goons or whatever, Mathias is going to put Ajax staked up onto the couch. And
sure,
he's in torpor, so he probably can't hear me. But I think Mathias is just going to kind of lean in next to his ear regardless as he's placing him up on the couch and just say, you know what the funniest part of all of this is? The fact that you fell prey to the people who you've been abusing for so long. And the only reason that you're alive right now is because I owe somebody a favor. Don't forget this. I would hate for you to forget this.
Perhaps somewhere deep in torpor, Ajax hears you. Or perhaps he does not. But I will take away your dominance compulsion, Mathias.
Yay! Nice.
That was badass, Casey.
Okay, yeah, you have Ajax staked. Mars, you come back. In a minute, Octave probably walks up at the same time, flanked by your bandmates Mercury and Venus.
Maybe catches me before we get there.
Yeah, you meet the three Toreadors outside of the room. Mercury and Venus come up to you, and Mercury's like, what's going on, Mars? This looked bad.
It's, look, we have to get Ajax out of here. Talk about it later.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if you felt it, but I think Elliot might be here. Just watch out for him.
Venus kind of tilts her head as if she's listening for something, and she's like, no, I don't hear anything.
No? Because I could have swore during the performance he walked in.
He doesn't like it here anyway, remember? And Mercury's like, yeah, he wouldn't come into delirium. I mean...
Oh, that's right.
I hope not.
I don't know, I just swore that he came in. Never mind.
Venus says, Vivian's outside.
She's here?
Oh.
Uh-huh. She has a car.
That's incredibly convenient.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Malkavians are really good at showing up on time, I've heard.
Tell that to Reggie.
I don't have that experience at all.
You say tell that to Reggie. Venus looks Reggie, goes, Malkavians are very good at showing up on time, I've heard.
My phone doesn't tell time well.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I guess we get Ajax. How do we get him in the car? Do we
throw
just
a blanket over him and we walk him out?
Yeah.
Do we
This
just
is delirium.
weekend at Birdie's? Like it doesn't really matter, right?
No one has even really noticed the gunshots, to be honest. Like, there were some wayward glances, but no one is panicking.
We shoulder him, and then we walk him out and be like, oh my god, Ajax, you're so crazy.
Weekend at Bernie's, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
As
Weekend at Bernie's.
his shredded torso with multiple bite marks and muscle and blood showing.
Dude's real kinky, I don't know.
Before we go, I think Antonio's just going to go to Octave and be like, hey, normally I'd clean up the mess, but I'm really hungry right now. So I don't think it's a good idea. If you want, I can pay to clean.
Octave looks over your shoulder, looks to Mars, and is like, you kept our deal?
No one was hurt. Just him.
Looks at Antonio and says, my club, I'll take care of it.
All right, thank you.
And they just lean over the balcony and eye you all as you exit, saying nothing more.
I think as we kind of get farther away too, I'd lean to Antonio and be like, they've had to clean this kind of mess before.
Yeah, I could imagine. And I think before they go out the door, Antonio does just kind of pat the wall and say, sorry to disturb you.
You see the spiritual haze hanging over the club roils a little bit.
I love that.
Oh, I hear that. Whoa.
Yeah, Mars, you hear like a roll of percussion accompanying it.
It's like a head jolt. And, all right, let's get out of here.
Chaz, you probably also note when that happens just a little, the shadows seem to shift and flicker throughout the club when that happens. Just because it's funny, Chaz, why don't you give me one last dexterity stealth test to get
To
out
not
of the club
die.
without touching any UV lights?
Fun.
Well, we'll call it easy. This is a denouement.
Well, don't go easy on me.
I got a number in mind.
It's 15.
15 successes. You take a margin of 12 aggravated damage and die instantly, and that's all for Chaz.
That's how we get her out.
4 successes. On 4 successes, as you guys are walking Ajax out, Chaz vanishes and just reappears outside with you.
Oh, when did you? Whatever.
Don't question it.
I never do.
Power walking. Just a little bit faster than you guys.
You see the 7-foot-tall grayish bouncer doesn't seem at all bothered when you guys exit, and there is indeed a dark blue, like navy van, like a minivan, parked and idling on the curb outside. As you guys exit, the front passenger window rolls down, and Vivian in the passenger seat leans out and says, "In the back, now, quickly."
We load in.
And we do.
Huck him in unceremoniously.
The band isn't coming with me, I guess, at this point, or are they?
I mean, your show's over, probably, so
Yeah.
they're probably packing up.
Okay, so then I send them on their way and say I'll meet up with them later.
Sure. And Vivian's like, "Mathias, you're coming."
I nod. I follow him in as I throw him in unceremoniously.
She looks at the rest of you and is like, "Anybody badly hurt? Any cleanup we need to do? Mortals to take care of?"
No, actually, things went surprisingly okay. Reggie's a little battered, but
She's like,
Hey.
"Antonia, would you take care of Reggie, please?"
yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Mars gets in the car, but she like flops into a seat and like puts her head in her hands, and she just kind of like gets quiet at the back.
You get into your guy's car. Vivian's not taking all of you.
Oh, okay, cool. Then yeah, she will then sit in the driver's seat then and put her head on the steering wheel while she's waiting for everyone to get in.
Got it. Yeah, Mars, Antonio, Chaz, and Reggie, you guys get into Mars's car and drive back, and Vivian drives off with Ajax and Mathias. She's got a Gould assistant driving the car. So Vivian just kind of like has her head on her, just like, "Mathias, did you just not even like think to call me? You know that Olga and her brood carved out half of our territory when they showed up. You know they're working to undermine me. You didn't even think to mention that she had conscripted you to take on a Malkavian problem?"
Is it a Malkavian problem?
He's a Malkavian.
You say that she carved out our territory. She carved out your territory. I have nothing. And do you know what Ajax has been fucking doing? Do you have any idea?
Yes, I know exactly what he's been doing.
Then why hasn't it been dealt with?
Because these things take time and care, something that Olga and Clan Lasombra don't know much about. They can throw their weight around, but I need to use finesse, because the people I deal with on a daily basis are halfway out of this reality, and it's hard to bring them down while keeping them and everyone around them safe.
Yeah, well, the people that I deal with on a daily basis are in my face, beating me to the ground. I don't have the luxury of finesse all the time, Vivi. And I appreciate everything you've done for me and all the things that you continue to do for me. But I can only take so much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I consider you a friend, Mathias. I know it doesn't always seem like it.
I'm sorry I didn't call. I should have called sooner than tonight. And honestly, I have a lot going on right now, and it just fell by the wayside.
I get it. Ajax isn't dead, and neither is Reggie. So, we call it even. You did good. Listen, there's chatter among the Primogen. After last month, the Hecata, well, they do know some things. I'm not going to push for Prince, but if it happens, I'm going to make sure there's something for you.
I think Mathias is a little caught off guard by that, not only in the fact that he knows pretty well that she doesn't want Prince, but also her saying that like out loud rather than it just being something that's a possibility is huge. Granted, I don't know if there's anyone else to hear it, but
sometimes there's an upset and the person who wants it the least gets it the most. I've seen it happen before. So, maybe while everyone else is fighting to get to the top, you tear each other down and I'm the only one left. I think I've been focusing on just Malkavians for a little too long.
There's a lot going on in this city, and as much as I would like to have someone at the head of everything on my side, you do what you have to do.
Yeah. You too. Thank you, Mathias. Where can I drop you off?
Just at my apartment's fine.
At those scooters on the side of the road. It's fine.
I have a car now.
That's true. And she'll drop you off. Yes, Mars.
One thing about Mars being in the driver's seat here is that she's still feeling the effects of delirium. They don't quite go away. So this is a bit of a wild ride on the way home. Who's getting dropped off first?
You, I'll drop your car off. You're not driving anymore.
I'm driving!
Hale, you're not getting back on that highway. You're not getting back on that highway.
Clutching the seat in the handle.
Reggie doesn't have a seatbelt on and is just being flung around in the back seat.
Mars, why don't you roll composure plus drive?
Okay.
Oh my god, we're gonna get it.
You don't have drive. Composure plus dexterity.
What if we all die in a car accident and it's just Mathias?
Ajax great, and now we just flip our car into the bay.
Hey, that's 4 successes.
4
I'm
successes?
doing
Mars is handling
great.
it pretty well.
She drives better when she's had a couple.
Do you have experience with this? What?
Oh my gosh. Yes, of course I have experience. I have so much experience.
That is incredibly concerning.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
All right. Anyone else tonight, or shall we move on to the next night for some other scenes that I know people want to do?
Yeah, Reggie, come back with me. I'll get you straightened up.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, you both have the Iron Gullet merit, so Reggie, you can feed off of some of Antonio's storage. Antonio, why don't you roll your predator pool to see sort of how much you guys might be able to manage in here?
Oh, am I going back to Antonio's place?
Yeah, you're going back to the morgue.
Ooh, have I ever been here?
Probably once or twice, yeah.
Okay, then. Man, I know that we're, like, creatures of the night, but, like, this is a bit... I mean, is morbid the right word to use?
You know what? You get used to it pretty quick.
I guess I'll have to. I guess I already am. Ugh.
The way this works is you do have an aggravated damage. You can't mend that until the next night, but if you stay with Antonio or visit him later, you can slake a hunger off of any rouse checks that healing that damage elevate.
Okay. Should I go ahead and make that rouse check now?
Yeah, we can just kind of play with time easy. So it's
Critical success.
3 rouse checks. to
Critical
heal
rouse check.
Critical failure. Critical success.
Wow, okay. And so you gain 1 hunger, and you may slake that hunger as you snap your arm back into place the next night.
It always stays at 1, right?
Yeah, you can't go to 0 unless you kill someone else. So
Cool. All right, I'll kill Antonio.
Oh no.
you have to kill a mortal, so that also doesn't work.
Oh, no.
Damn. Well, I'm sorry,
no,
Antonio.
Yeah, let's skip ahead to tomorrow night for everyone's conversations.
Do I have enough in my pool that I can get a hunger knocked off?
You only have 2 successes there,
Yeah.
so we're gonna give that to Reggie.
All right, man. I'm
Thank you,
hungry.
sweetums.
No problem. Has Dante been around?
Dante. Ooh.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So the next night, as you're helping Reggie patch up and feed, Dante is in the building. He's been in and out the last couple weeks. He hasn't been absent like your mother, but yeah, he'll stop in and he'll see Reggie. And Reggie, for the first time since Elysium, you see this old mall Santa looking man, just the sweetest, chubby, jolly grandpa you've ever seen, balding head with hair around the sides, and he goes, "Ah, is this Regina?"
I can be, yeah.
Ah, Regina, welcome to Pacifico Mortuary Services. It is a pleasure to host you. I am Dante. I am Antonio's grandsire.
Oh,
I hope you are finding our amenities acceptable.
grandsire's like a sire's sire? So like
Yes.
twice removed, like a cousin second removed, but
Like a
No,
grandfather.
like a
Sorry,
sorry. I'm
way overcomplicated.
I was just thinking of the second
Yeah,
thing.
a little more immediate.
I'm sorry, Santa. I'm sorry.
This is so cute.
Sorry, I'm coming down off a wicked high right now.
Antonio,
Yeah. Hey,
Chichotto, how are you doing?
you know what? All things considered, I'm doing all right. Have you heard from my mom at all?
Would you like to have this conversation in private?
Oh, I can go. We're all wrapped up here. I'm sorry.
Nah, you should rest off a bit.
Yeah, I got places that I can rest.
No, stay inside for a night. It's nothing.
I'm gonna head out.
Reggie, I insist. Please.
Yeah, okay. Reggie will leave the room.
Yeah, fair enough. He's probably gonna go anyway.
And then as soon as Reggie has left the room, they leave the building.
Yep.
I imagine it's that back and forth of like, no, stay. No, I'm going to go to stay. And just the whole time Reggie's just backing out until
My phone gets a ring doorbell notification.
Yeah.
Well, there he goes.
So Dante leans over a table and he says, your mother, she is not telling me much either. I will admit that frightens me.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Not for my own safety, of course, but I am concerned with what she may have gotten herself into after the reunion.
Is there anything you haven't told me?
That I haven't told you? No, Boychik, but there are many things that neither of us know.
I met another Agata, I assume from the boat.
Oh.
Luvinia?
Oh. Yes.
You seem apprehensive.
Bisanob, I believe, before the reunion. She dealt in fashion. Quite wealthy. She may be financing their operation on the yacht.
Oh.
I don't know what it is that they want with this Oculus. Do you remember the promise?
Yeah. Running out soon, huh?
Every month we get closer to... Well, I suppose we don't know. That's why everyone is on edge. In 10 months' time, we could be facing all-out war, or continue on as we are. Persist.
And, which one sounds better to you?
Oh, I don't like war. I've seen enough of them.
Yeah, neither do I.
But war often comes to those who would wish it gone. And a kindred war, Antonio, is no small thing.
No, it's not.
I don't know where I will stand if that day comes. And I suspect you don't either.
You know what, I can't say I do. So let's hope that it doesn't come to that.
Hope for the best.
All we can do.
Prepare for the worst.
Memento mori.
Squeezes your shoulder. Kisses your forehead. He has to pull you down to do that because he's shorter than you are.
I immediately go with it.
Memento mori, Antonio. Reggie.
Oh, hey.
As you walk out of Pacifico Mortuary Services in Queen Anne, where are you headed?
Reggie is heading to that big troll under the bridge.
Fremont Troll. Love it.
Gotta love how it comes back.
Do you start heading north? Humming to yourself, it's going to be a good night. How are you feeling about Ajax? How do you feel now that you have presumably disposed of your worst nightmare?
Reggie starts singing a little, it's gonna be a good night. And then there's just a flash in her head of that night of Ajax breaking his arm, putting the muzzle on their face, and then it just flashes back and Reggie's just throwing up on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm. You can take that hunger back that you just got from Antonio.
Ah, damn it, I don't think that's good anymore.
Oh, I needed that.
As you collect yourself and start wiping your mouth off, you turn and a long, sleek, black car rolls up on the side of the street.
Oy
Not again.
One of the doors opens and a tall, kind of generic-looking man with close cropped hair, he's got a security earpiece and a nice tailored suit, steps out, holds the door open, and gestures for you to get inside. Doesn't say anything, but just gestures.
Well, I know if I say no, the bag comes out, so Reggie goes into the car.
Tiny little twitch of a smile on his face, and you see a slight bulge on his inside jacket pocket.
It's right there.
Oh.
All right.
Ew. he's a Nas?
Oh,
Reggie-
we're laughing. This is horrifying.
Reggie slides into yet another car.
Yeah, a different car than the last one that picked you up like this. You slide in, the man gets back in the driver's seat and starts pulling away. There's no one in here, it's just you. So you're not sure where you're being taken. It is awfully dim in here, though. There's just one light sort of half illuminating the backward lounge space with 2 seats facing you. And as you're glancing around, trying to figure out what the hell is going on and who is abducting you this time, wondering if you should spend one of your precious remaining texts on a message to the coterie, you glance back and melding out of the shadows in the seats ahead of you.
Man, I hope this shadow has drugs.
On your left, Ghost, pale and austere as always, and directly in front of you, Olga.
Oh, shit.
With her legs crossed.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
She just morphs out, legs crossed.
Yep, just rises from the shadows.
Oh, God, that's so much scarier.
Fingers pre-steepled as well. Ghost is not even paying attention. Ghost is just kind of like leaning on the window, looking out. You do see Ghost has a hand on Olga's shoulder when they appear, and she drops it when the shadows fade. And Olga just smiles at you with a big predatory smile. Her eyes are smiling and she's got this cheerful expression, but in those eyes, you see only deep black pools of dread.
Lady Olga? Is that right? Shit. I'm sorry.
You have gotten yourself into quite a few messes now.
I'm not trying to.
Stop speaking.
Okay.
Ajax, Curly, the Oculus. But I thought you and I had struck a chord, Reggie. Found an understanding, so I cannot comprehend why, after I went to great lengths to secure you unimpeded entry to a heavily surveilled mortal facility not usually accessible to our kind, you would see fit to leave me to clean up a dead guard, a wounded inmate, and half a kilo of stolen drugs.
Yikes.
Reggie is gripping the seat right now, but is maintaining eye contact with her.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing he can think to say is, apologies to the people who do speak Russian. You can't avoid that which is meant to happen. What shall be, will be.
That's so good.
You do see her eyes twitch as you say that, but she again cuts you off and says, "Do not speak. If I wanted you to speak, I would force you."
Sorry.
Perhaps you think me kind. I am not kind. I was once Sabbat, you know. I murdered families for entertainment and tore apart fledglings like you for my nightly meals. But the Sabbat have grown weak, so I joined the Camarilla. And in the Camarilla there are laws! You see, her pleasant demeanor fades and the beast is unleashed. Her face contorts in this predatory mask, all fangs and lines, and shadows darken across her. You served your purpose to me, and I upheld my end of our bargain, so I would destroy you and be done with it. But Chaz is fond of you.
Aww.
And she has been quite welcoming to me. So here is what will happen, as a favor to someone who knows the meaning of respect. You and your coterie will find the Oculus, and then you will pledge it to me. And if you do not ensure this, I will not kill you. Killing you would be kind.
Oh.
Do you understand me? You may answer.
Yeah, I understand you.
Will you forget this?
No.
The car starts to come to a stop, and she relinquishes all the tension, puts on her predatory smile. Nothing left, the shadows lighten. She says, "Then go, fledgling, to your final reward." And the suited man opens the door for you to get out, and as you turn your head to step out and you turn back, they are gone.
Yeah. Not on a good night. And steps out of the car.
You step out of the car and look up and see that you are in front of a large skyscraper downtown. And the name over the door says, Volantis Industries. Ooh. Mars.
Yeah? Yes?
You want to talk to your band?
Yeah, I do.
So you guys wake for the night in your apartment at the Apollonian?
Am I the first one to wake up? Is it an early? Because I think this conversation may happen very soon.
Yeah, you get up and you start kind of collecting yourself, looking at the skyline. And then Venus will rise next, and then Mercury.
Is that, like, does any astrological significance?
You'll have to ask Rachel, I don't know.
Probably. As they get up, and she can hear them moving in the bed behind her, and she's like, I've never felt that way like that. No, I have felt that way before. I don't know what happened.
Mercury speaks and says, so you heard Elliot, you were feeling stage fright, like, I know you saw him recently, but do you think he
what?
Do you think he did any editing while you were talking to him?
I don't think so. He wasn't acting overly nice or anything. We went off to a side room, and he asked why I missed those performances a month ago, and I told him that I was helping out with some stuff going on with Reggie, and he got all, you can't be missing performances, Mary, it's important. And I was like, stop following us around.
You were alone with him? No one else was around?
For the moment, yeah, we went into a side room.
Mars, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we have to be scared of, because you don't remember, and maybe you don't remember that you don't remember. Anything could have happened in there, and you wouldn't even know.
I mean, when we opened the door, Chaz was outside the door. I don't know if she heard anything. I have no idea.
I know it's hard, but the next time that he shows up, you can't be alone with him. If that means you have to tell some of your coterie to set up a code word or to follow secretly, but we need, if this shit with the Oculus and all of this is going to keep going, we need their help.
Look, I'll be honest, I wanted to have the conversation with him in front of everyone, but I don't know. He said he wanted to talk privately, so I don't know why I went along with it, actually. I just did.
So, next time, someone's got to come with you. Even if he doesn't know it. In fact, preferably if he doesn't know it.
Yeah. That's true. Aries got a picture of him.
Venus says, ooh, how's Aries doing?
I hope she's okay now. I told her to delete the picture, and I kind of yelled at her.
She got a picture of him, like, harassing you, and you told her to delete it?
Well, I don't know if it was necessarily of him harassing. It was more so just him being around me.
Mercury's like, him being around you is harassment, Mars.
Yeah. Yeah, I asked her to delete it. It sounds stupid.
I'm just going to throw a little one in here. Just a really small hedgehog. But something happened in that conversation, and that can't happen again, okay?
Okay.
If we're not there with you.
Okay. I'll talk to them.
We can, if you'd rather we start hanging around with you guys, but I don't know if they'd like that. It's fine. It's important for us to have these connections and to not just have each other, but if they don't have your back, Mars, they're not worth it.
I'll talk to them.
Okay.
I'll talk to them.
I love you.
I love you too.
Venus, I love you guys. She gives you both a hug.
Yeah. I kissed them both. And that's where that ends.
Chaz, you wanted to speak to Runa about Alethium and the oddity that you noticed in the copies taken from Jimmy's Haven.
So I would love to go and find Runa.
And I'm assuming we're meeting at the usual spot.
Yeah, you go to Karma, his shop in Wallingford. Mars also expressed interest in looking into this. Would you invite her as well?
I would if she wants to come.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I pick her up on my motorcycle.
Ooh, I love
I
it.
have a helmet for her.
Oh,
that's
I'm
awesome.
mad excited.
You guys go to Karma. Runa sets aside a meeting spot for you, so he is ready when you come in. He's wearing his usual, shawls and things. Actually, as you guys come in, he's like rearranging everything in his back room, all the candles and hanging charms, and there's like, he started pinning up like art pieces and photos on the wall. It's not exactly a conspiracy board, but it feels very conspiracy board-esque. He's like muttering to himself the whole way. Okay, so if that's what that picture meant, then that means that Ajax, oh my god, so if they took Ajax, then the Oculus, and then Timothy, where the hell did Timothy go?
Runa?
But also, oh, hey,
Runa, hi.
you're here, hi.
So sorry, are we interrupting?
No, I just got a little bit lost in the air. How can I help you?
As we all do, I totally understand. I actually have a little something else for you to get lost in, and I turn to Mars and I say,
We might be disclosing some things that not a lot of people know. I'm sure that we can trust you to keep secrets.
Me?
You.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Of course.
Great.
so Runa, I just so happened to come across a copy of Elysium that had horoscopes in it that I don't believe were your predictions.
Oh,
Would you happen to know anything about that?
I like furrow my brows at this.
no, can I see the copy?
I'm assuming that I have it and I hand it.
Yeah.
I hand it over.
Where did you get this?
The where might not be important at this time. I'm just curious if you know anything about someone making fake copies of Elysium.
Runa scans the paper and is like, it's not a fake, it's got our stamp, but you said in the horoscopes?
Did you publish this?
No, I wrote these. These are February's issue. But do you see that? And he turns the paper around, holds it up to you. Go ahead and both of you roll wits awareness or wits investigation. And you may use heightened senses, Mars.
Of course I will.
I would love to do investigation.
You can investigation. You can also add 1 die for your specialty in deduction.
I was gonna say I have
3 dots for investigation, plus my super sleuth skills.
6 successes.
Ooh.
It's 3 and a bestial.
6 successes and 3 from Mars. So Mars, you see what Runa is indicating, which is little markings. Very, very tiny adjustments to the text. Additional ligatures or serifs that aren't meant to be there, little misprints. But you don't know what it means, you just see a couple of them. And Chaz, you see these markings and you instantly understand that they're indicating particular letters to spell out a message. And the message in this particular horoscope is Magnolia.
Magnolia.
And Runa, it's like, hold on, February issue. Goes back, pulls out a box of back copies, starts digging through it, holds up one, goes, no. Another one, no. Oh, yeah? Pulls up this one. Look, this one's different. Shows it to you, again, with those rolls. You see the markings, and this one spells out Arcadia. And keeps digging through, and you both hear him mutter under his breath as he's picking them up. He's like, okay. No, that's the same. Okay. It looks like there are 3 of them. And then he whips around toward Mars and his eyes go wide. He's like, there are 3 of them.
Her eyes go wide.
Oh, there are 3 of them.
There are 3 of them.
Ooh.
And the third message is Oculus. Runa says, someone must have been, we must have someone like interfering with the print shop. These markings this has got to be done after we send the proof over for the file. I don't know what it means. Oculus, that's the thing that Timothy was here for, and Magnolia, that's the place where you hang out.
Yes.
I don't know what an Arcadia is other than, like, something in Greek mythology, but there are 3 of them, and that means that it's important, because things that there are 3 of are true.
I would like to Google Arcadia on my phone.
Quick Google searching.
See, as someone who did a lot of research into things, I know what Arcadia is.
Ooh, do you, Andrew?
Yep. Yes, I do.
Can we call Andrew? Can we call Antonio?
Andrew, not Antonio. No,
Andrew
Andrew.
the person. Oh.
Chaz is like, let me get my friend Andrew on the phone.
So Arcadia comes from, it's a region of, it's a Greek province and has just a beautiful landscape, which eventually evolved into like meaning a beautiful garden or an idyllic space, a utopia. That's what you would get from a Google. There's also a lot of companies named Arcadia and colleges, things like that.
Sure.
Chaz is first off going to ask Runa for a full staff list of everyone who's working in the printing press to try to get to the bottom of that.
Sure. Chaz, with your knowledge-hungry flaw,
Ooh.
why don't you go ahead and... Why don't you roll Wits Occult for me to see what you know at a reflex?
Oh, I'm not good at that, though.
Guess who is?
No, but I'm giving you wits, even though I shouldn't.
And I appreciate it. Thank you, Storyteller. Here we go.
Ah,
It's one success.
On one success, in the darkness of Runa's back room, thinking about Arcadia, and the pins, the multicolored pins and charms and photographs that are arced up all around the door to the rest of the shop. Flash, little eyes open in each one, glaring at you, crowning the door, before vanishing. Mars and Runa do not see this. And Runa says, yeah, no, I'll get you that list. So, I mean, these are all the February issues, so someone was making adjustments, trying to, I don't know, get a message out. I don't know why they would use Elysium, because, like, I mean, we've got, like, our numbers are going up, but we don't have that big reach across the city right now, so, like, it's mostly just a big list of newsletter recipients, so I don't know why you would do that.
No, it almost sounds like they're trying to get a message to a specific person. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it must be someone on the list. Or us. Can you please tell me where you found these? It would really help me.
We found them in Jimmy McKinley's, like, hideout in the sprawl.
Curly, of course, because he was down there looking for... Grabs the papers and starts pinning them up on the wall as well, and is like, oh, it's all connected, and there are 3 of them. Oh.
Isn't that what you said, like, a while ago?
Yes, Mars, do you remember the visions you saw?
Yes.
What were they? You and your band?
The siren, the wedding, and the tower?
Yeah. I don't know what any of that means.
Oh, jeez.
Beats me!
But it's all connected. Runa starts crying blood, as a Kindred
Oh.
does. These are tears of joy. He is very excited.
It's all connected, but all connected to where? Or what?
Magnolia, Arcadia, the Oculus, you, Chaz, me, Timothy, who knows? It's beautiful. It's so big. Vivian is gonna freak. Oh. I'm sorry, were you saying something?
Does Vivian know about all of this stuff?
Well, she's the Malkavian Primogen. I mean, I tell her about my visions, usually.
Yeah. I'm just asking. It's not a bad thing. Just...
Yeah, she knows.
Did you tell her about the visions that I just said about my band?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
I probably should, though. Especially if there are 3 of them. Chaz, think very clearly. Did you meet anyone unexpected recently?
Did I meet anyone unexpected?
I see a silhouette.
Well, you know, Runa, that I'm always meeting new people. But I did happen to meet a very interesting character. Just the other day, I took a little trip to the Chantry, and I was wondering if maybe you would want to know about that?
Yes, please. Tell me everything.
His name's Tom.
Runa sits down and starts taking notes.
I think that I just recount the whole experience, which, I mean, I don't believe that I got a name or anything, but I just go over everything that happened at the Chantry.
It's Peeping Tom.
Yeah, Runa writes all of that down, and he's like, as soon as he, like, dots the final period and looks up at you, he has another oracular vision. His eyes shine gold, his head flings back, and Mars, you hear him just lightly kind of humming the first part of that 3-part song from that vision.
Oh god. Look at Chaz. Oh god. Like that's the song.
The song?
Mm-hmm.
Runa comes down from his vision and kind of blinks it away. It's like, okay. It's coming soon.
What is coming soon?
The Oculus. It's coming back and it's coming soon.
and you're sure about that?
No, not at all. But I think this guy knows about it. I think...
The doorman knows about it?
What does this guy look like?
You know, the clearest things that I can remember about him was he was a very lovely man with shaggy dark hair, bright amber eyes, and a green hoodie.
Ring any bells?
Anybody new that you've run into?
Well, does it ring any bells, Jonas?
Not... Make a test.
I was gonna say, I might need to roll about it.
Runa, ring any bells so they can also roll for it?
Sure, well, Runa just had a whole vision about it, so that's as many bells as Runa rings. Mars, go ahead and roll intelligence plus composure.
That's fair.
Wonderful. You'll love it. That's 2 successes and a bestial.
You feel like you've maybe seen that face, but between Runa singing and repeating there are 3 of them, and the kind of whirlwind of conversation, your earworm starts to wail and it kind of drowns out all other thought.
Do I go back?
I think you definitely dissociate, but I don't think you have a...
Okay.
You're not in a stressful situation right now.
Sure.
It's just sort of an overwhelming amount of information.
Sure. You just see Mars's eyes like glaze over as she kind of is trying to pull herself together.
Runa says, Chaz, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I think it's almost time.
I know. It's all really exciting, isn't it?
That seems like a pretty good place to end that.
Yeah.
Pan over to Mathias.
I think Mathias, upon waking the next night, is going to text Cassandra to meet him at the prop theater.
Sure. You go to the prop theater. She texts back affirmatively. And about 45 minutes later, you go there. Cassandra is waiting for you in the dilapidated lobby. She's kind of like pulling at one of her willow-like braids. And she's like, hey, what's good? Did you talk to Teddy?
I did. And I also talked to Vivi.
Oh.
And things are moving in so many different directions right now, and I don't really know who else to talk to about it, because I am honestly feeling a little bit torn right now. Just walk with me, and he'll like start walking in the direction of his lab.
Okay, yeah. Head to the lab.
And along the way, he'll keep talking. And he says, so I went to talk with Teddy first, and he is just as fucking pig-headed as he was the last time I saw him. So there's that. And he definitely knows everything about what's going on. And he said that he wanted me with them, but the others were skeptical. So
okay.
He has some sort of leadership position amongst it, but he said he needed my full support in everything that they're doing without giving me a full picture of what they're doing.
Well, that's great. That's an in. We can use that.
I know, and I was honestly going to be completely on board after what happened with Ajax, but then I talked to Vivi, and she said there's a good chance that she ends up as prince. There's a good chance that if that happens, then things are going to get better for us as a whole.
Oh yeah, I can answer that. And emerging from the shadows, you see Leslie Allison, your Nosferatu friend. She is not using a disguise now because you're in private, so you see her full Nosferatu appearance of
gross.
Basically another corpse. Her nose is basically just fully missing, and her skin is wrinkled and burned. But she looks very cheerful and laid back overall. And she nods her head and's like, hey, sorry to intrude, but, you know, it's kind of our thing. Hi, Mathias. Hi, Cassandra, right? And Cassandra's like, yes. Leslie goes, hey, so just, I'll be right out of your hair. You asked me to look into the Oculus thing a while ago, and there's been like a whole lot of drama about it.
There's been a lot of about it.
Yeah, so, and I'm like not exactly supposed to tell you this, but you're a good guy, Mathias. Here's the deal. The Hecata want it, and so does everyone else. And there's gonna be a bit of a scuffle. And the thing is, no one knows exactly what it is. Even the Hecata don't. And I know Vivian's been trying to have some visions about it. Granch has spent every night in the sprawl looking around. No one's got a clue. But the whisper is, whoever finds it first, they're gonna claim Praxis. So, I don't know what you know, but if you can find it, maybe you can turn the tide a little bit.
Great. So that's one more thing. I appreciate you looking into everything, Leslie. Thank you.
Hey. Anyway, I'm out, and she vanishes. And as you hear like light footsteps skitter away, you just hear, "I was never here."
Who would say that if no one was here?
Good point. Cassandra just is like literally just open mouth agape, just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we have a interesting relationship. We're working on her showmanship.
Okay, but if that's true, and you know about this Oculus thing, right? Aren't you and your coterie like on its tail?
Yeah, I guess. But
so you can give it to Vivi, and she can give us something, a primogen representation.
That's what I was thinking. But the problem is, I can't give myself to Teddy and his cause if their goal is to tear everything down. I guess I could. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can lie to his face like that.
You've straddled the line long enough, Mathias. What's a little bit longer?
Sooner or later, you get torn at the seams.
Look, I think you have two good ins that could do a lot more for a lot of people in this city. Not just us, not just Thin Bloods and everyone else. And if you're not willing to use them, then I gotta find someone who will.
No, Cassandra, you're right. I am in the best position right now, and I can't, as much as I hate to say it, I can't let personal relationships get in the way of this. It's too big.
It's massive.
Yeah. I'll talk to Teddy again, but for now, I have some interesting things to show you.
And we'll wipe away behind the walls of the prop theater. We'll head back over to Pacifico Mortuary Services. You guys are working, you and Dante, just cleaning up another body as you do, and there is a knock at your back door. And you see Imelda Wu comes in to the rear entrance of your workspace. Comes in looking a little bit like nervous, almost, which is not something that you've ever seen Imelda Wu look like.
Do it, do I have the pleasure, Imelda?
Hey, Tony. Antonio. And Dante kind of looks back and forth like, should he leave? Should he go? But she doesn't make any indication, so he stays. And Imelda says, you were at that auction the other night, right? There was like some kind of shootout.
Yeah, no, that was crazy shit.
I remember I talked to you. Carmine wanted this dagger.
Yeah.
And I think I won it. But I don't have it anymore. Do you have any idea what might have happened?
You know what, I think with all the confusion, things probably just got taken by authorities, and maybe it'll trickle out, maybe it'll just stay in praxis, but...
Yeah, they've got an address on file, right?
Yeah. Are you okay, Mel?
I'm just confused. I don't really understand. It's just kind of a blur that night, and Carmine's fucking pissed if I don't get this thing to him. I don't even know why he wants it. It's just a fucking weirdo knife.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, I could try to reach out, but I don't know if they'll get anything back. I'm sure they're under investigation.
I don't ask you for a lot, Antonio, but that'd be great.
Yeah.
Or else it's my head on the chopping block.
Yeah, I got you covered. I'll see what I can do.
You should come by down the waterfront sometime. We've got plenty of girls lined up, guys too.
No, I'm okay. Appreciate the offer.
Okay, but we need the business, and you look like you could use the company, so.
Oof.
All right. Yeah, just you got my number. And she kind of pats herself down and leaves.
Good to see you, Mel.
And Dante turns and says, as she leaves, he turns back and says, have you spoken to Fia recently?
No, not for a while.
Well, patience is a virtue among our kind.
Yeah, that it is. I think I'll get something back soon. Especially with everything that's been going on.
You have a good heart, Antonio.
I try. All you can do.
Hey, in 500 years, Antonio, I haven't met many kindred as good-hearted as you, including me.
We'll agree to disagree.
And he laughs, and you guys get back to work for the night. Reggie, you are in front of the Volantis building.
Is that driver still with me?
Yeah, he's going to be there until you go in the building.
Reggie, pulls a cigarette out, doesn't light it, just starts chewing it. So you one of us too?
He just kind of gives you, he furrows his brow.
Reggie just kind of bleh.
The man just puts a hand on your shoulder and starts pushing you toward the building.
All right, we're going inside. Well, thanks for not getting the bag, I guess.
Again, he just slight twitch at the corner of his mouth.
Usually the guys don't have a sense of humor as well, so this is actually kind of refreshing. Okay, the bag's going on.
He'll kind of manhandle you over to the elevators, shoves you in, hits the button for the penthouse, and steps back.
Bye. Okay.
Closes, starts rising.
Gonna be a good night. Gotta be a good night.
The doors open to the penthouse, and you see this wide open floor, glass windows looking out over the Seattle skyline, Cross Tech Tower a few blocks to the northeast, the waterfront of Elliott Bay to the southwest, the lights and sounds of the city rumbling below. It's kind of dark up here. It's not pitch black, but most of the lights are out. You see that there's, plush leather seats, carpeted floor, old antique bookshelves on the walls, a big mahogany desk with one of those lamps with the green rectangular shade, and there's a computer, but also a typewriter, lots of notepads with meticulously scribbled notes, and the rest of the room is decorated in this very even grid-like array. And sitting at the desk in a big high-backed chair is a 30-something white man with short, close-cropped hair, CEO cut, wearing just a perfectly tailored suit, cuffs showing, gold cufflinks, and a calm, peaceful expression that has probably earned him many business deals, but to anyone on the street like you is the expression of privilege and power. This man knows nothing of you or your struggle. I would say you don't recognize him, but you see a lot of weird things, so why don't you roll Wits Intelligence?
Just needed a quick drink to calm the nerves. What do you want me to roll?
Wits Intelligence, or Intelligence Wits.
Intelligence Wits.
The same because they're both attributes, so.
Am I high?
I believe the last thing you fed on was Antonio's blood. I will say you don't get a bonus, but I won't give you the penalty either because you were at delirium last night, and delirium is quite
intoxicating.
Delirium lingers, we'll say. 4 successes. So you've never seen this man in the flesh. You've never seen him on an advertisement. You have seen him, however, in your visions, especially near and about Ajax. This looming figure above him.
Oh no.
And you know this man to be, though you have never put the face to the name, you've seen one and heard the other. Ulysses Volantis. And he has his fingers steeped when he's laying back in his chair and he says, Reggie, it's a pleasure.
Reggie, as the elevator doors were opening there, was licking their sleeve, though, then they could try and clean off the tiny bit of vomit that had gone onto their collar. And Reggie just kind of, hey, Mr. Ulysses, and walks her. Doesn't know how she knows that name, but just, I guess, starts to walk forward, looking, trying to give him the most of their gaze, but can't help but look around, as this is truly the nicest place they've ever been in.
You see, there is a chair in front of the desk that he gestures at, and there's the rest of the room is sort of again, it's kind of dark up here, not all the lights are on, and there's a very suspiciously shadowy patch about 20 feet away from the desk, sort of the back half of the room that you're sort of waiting for Ghost to pop out of again and scare you.
Reggie will sit down.
He adjusts the little nameplate on his desk that reads Ulysses Volantis, and he kind of draws a finger across it and says, Ulysses. There's no S at the end.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But that means that introductions do not have to be made. Reggie. Is that short for Reginald?
Just Reggie.
It's a good name. The root. Regal. Kingly. Or queenly. Or... There's a crown in any case. Do you know who I am to you, Reggie?
I think the term grandsire came up recently.
Very good. Yes. My son abducted you, killed you, and brought you back as a kindred.
Wasn't the best experience.
No. Not only was it traumatic and torturous for you, he did so unlawfully. Do you know of the laws of the Camarilla, Reggie?
I had some knowledge thrown at me, but it was a little chaotic. If you'd be so kind as to remind me.
The relevant one in this case is the law of progeny. It is unlawful for a kindred to embrace a new child without permission from the prince of the city.
Oh.
And Ajax did not have permission to embrace you. Not only that, he has gone on to cause a great deal of chaos in mortal and kindred affairs alike. I, as his sire and father, am responsible for cleaning up after him.
Well, I mean, rich kids are usually assholes.
Oh, man.
What a thing to say, right?
I don't think you are wrong, Reggie. I think I have failed to instill in my son a sense of responsibility and duty. And though I have tried for many years to bring him around, he has failed me again. Have you met with Vivian O?
Yeah, we met. She had that Mandela thing on the ground. Couldn't step
Yes,
on.
she's quite concerned for your well-being. She brought Ajax to me last night.
Okay.
I understand the torture and trauma that he has caused you, and that pain may never heal. Not in the least because he embraced you into Clan Malkavian, and such scars often reopen for us. I know your life wasn't easy before, and your undeath is not easy either. But I hope by the end of this night that you will understand there are certain benefits to our condition. The long and the short of it is, Reggie, I have given my son one too many chances. As you are my grandchild, I see fit to allow you to decide what happens to him. He reaches over and flicks a little switch on his desk, and the lights behind you come up, and you see Ajax is staked in a chair.
Oh, shit.
Whatever you wish to inflict upon him will not leave this room. If you choose to do nothing at all, I will have him disposed of.
I got a couple of ideas.
Very well. He stands, he goes around the desk and goes over to Ajax, pulls the stake out of his chest. You see Ajax is still really fucked up and damaged, so he's just a step away from torpor. And as soon as the stake comes out of his chest, removing the paralysis, Ajax's eyes flutter, and he's like, "Oh, you fucking bastard!" And he starts to get out of the seat, and Ulysses just goes, "Sit down." Ajax flumps back in his seat.
Oh my god.
And Ulysses says, "Ajax, I have given you everything. Money, power, immortality. And yet still you defy me. Why? Why do this to Reggie? For some sick, cruel entertainment? That is not who we are, Ajax." He spits, he goes, "Don't fucking call me that! My name is Jack!" And Ulysses just shakes his head and says, "You even reject the name I gave you."
Reggie stands up at this point and is walking over. And kind of a little, still the same Reggie, like, pen timidness, but there is a bit more confidence in his walk. He sort of raises his hand and goes, "You're right, you gave him everything. And as far as I've seen it, people who have everything from the start don't realize how much there is to lose." And Reggie is now standing in front of him. "I've never had anything. I know exactly what there is to lose." And Reggie will lean in unless Ulysses has something else to say.
As a final thought, he will just nod at you and give Ajax one last glare and say, "Do not move."
Fuck. Oh,
He steps
man.
back with his arms behind his back.
And is he just watching?
He's just watching.
Reggie will lean in and at first we'll whisper to him, they say genetics usually skip a generation. So maybe that's why I'm more like him. Just because Reggie knows that's going to be a twist of the knife. And then with the blush of life drops from Reggie as we watch any of that sort of blood suddenly flow into Reggie's hands, their eyes sort of glassing over. We get, the wide shot of those huge glass windows that are dark, only the illuminations of the city as Reggie's reflection once again starts to grow and these huge bird feathers rip out and there's blood splatter in the reflection that somehow lands on the window.
You see Ulysses turns toward the window as if he sees the reflection as well.
Oh, yes. I'll see it this land. And as Reggie leans in, slowly putting his hands on either side of Ajax's head, he whispers out, "On blood-stained lips it tastes the sweeter, those howling streets from where you took her. An ashen grave beneath thy feet, the story may be yet complete. My wings spread, now let me conster. You made me into your fucking monster." And I bite down on his neck.
Oh.
And then at the same time, I want to use dementation to cause him to have a vision. So, do you need me to roll for that?
I do not.
We'll call that 8.
I will ask you.
gosh.
Yeah, call that 8 successes.
We'll call that 8 successes. As the world suddenly shakes and everything, as if it was a live action piece, suddenly everything is rotoscoped and everything swirling around as their forms are lifted and suddenly melding together as Reggie's hands and flesh push in to Ajax's skull, melting away, and he can feel every part of that as he sees Reggie as this bird monster, feathers dripping out of their face, the flesh melting away till it is just the skull of a horrific bird vampire hybrid, and then it just moves in on him and starts biting away at his flesh, eating away at him, and visions of the horrible things that he did to Reggie. Ajax's bones start to splinter and crack, moving down his form until he is broken.
Let me then ask you, as you have done with so many others in these past few weeks, do you intend to drain Ajax dry?
I think you once asked me if Reggie had ever committed diablerie.
Oh, fuck.
And, well, Malkavians, they get confused sometimes with the future and the past. So, yes, I consume him.
Oh my god.
This episode might go a little long, everyone.
Understandably.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
This system requires a couple of rolls.
Radical.
First, you must win a number of strength and resolve tests equal to the victim's blood potency of 2.
Okay.
You have
That's
5 dice in your pool. The difficulty is 3.
Okay.
If you fail either or both, then Ajax's soul withers and dies unconsumed.
I want it. But I want it so bad.
Don't fail then.
So go ahead and roll strength plus resolve.
Okay.
You may blood surge.
I will blood surge. So I gotta make a rouse check?
Yep.
There you
And
go.
That is the third critical success on a rouse check. I know it doesn't mean anything, but that's just storytelling.
Makes
Feels
you feel
good.
fuzzy.
Feels good.
Oh no.
I'm gonna use willpower. There we go. Okay.
Oh, that's
There's your
3.
third.
Whew.
Now you must make another test of the same.
Okay.
If you want to blood surge again, you must make another rouse check.
Make another rouse check. That time failure. That's fine. I have a new dad. We'll take care of it. We do some humor during these
I have
scenes.
a new dad.
+2.
Oh
There we
my
go.
god,
Holy
7.
shit.
That is all success.
So, now you lose 1 point of humanity.
Oh my
Go
god.
down to 5. as your vampiric nature crawls up your back into your throat.
We got a running theme going here.
And then we will roll humanity plus blood potency, 6 dice for you,
Okay.
versus his resolve plus blood potency, 5.
Oh.
Great.
Holy shit.
Great. There we go. 3 successes. I mean, I got another willpower.
You cannot use willpower on a tracker roll.
Okay. It's just raw, ladies and gentlemen.
So that's 3 successes versus Ajax's pool of 5.
Oh my god.
This is the best kind of gambling.
The soul of another kindred.
I'm so stressed.
Ajax's body instantly shrivels into a rotten corpse, not quite skeletal, showing his true age of 20 or so years dead. You feel a rush of power surge through you. The blood is hot, scalding, fresh, impossible. And as this wave overtakes you, you tremble with pleasure. And as the high comes down, you step back, reflection returns to normal. Feel Ulysses' hand grip your shoulder. Hear his voice, he says, "This is a good night for you, Reggie."
Holy shit.
And you hear Ajax's voice in your
I knew that was gonna happen.
"Yeah, we're gonna do great things." Chaz.
That's not the end.
Oh my god.
How is that not the end?
I have to follow that?
Chaz, after leaving Karma, you've had a bit of a week with this coterie.
To say the least.
From the auction to the chantry to Ajax, they did get a lot done, and it seems like there's going to be more. It's a hell of a story. How does Chaz feel about our kindred?
Can I tell Mars when I drop her off?
Sure.
So Mars came with me on the motorcycle, so I assume that that's also how she's getting home.
Yes.
And I get you back home, and I park. And as you're heading for the door, I say, "Hey, Mars,
Yeah. What's up?
you know, I've seen a lot of things. I've seen powers change, I've seen cities burn, but you all seem to play by your own rules.
And you all genuinely seem to have each other's back.
And that's something new. And that's why I'm rooting for you guys."
Thank you.
So if you ever need anything, just give me a call. Okay?
Chaz, I have one more thing to ask.
At this point, anything.
The other night, when Elliot showed up, the night that you met all of us for the first time together, did you hear him say anything?
You know, it was actually a little bit hard to make out through the door.
Okay.
But Mars, like I said, anytime you all need a favor, just let me know.
She nods and looks Chaz in the eye and says, "Yeah. Thanks, Chaz."
And Chaz revs her engine and races off into the night on her motorcycle.
Yeah.
And where does Chaz go at the end of the night, when Chaz needs to be with herself and contemplate what has happened?
Oh, she's going to go where she always goes when she needs to clear her head, which is into the sprawl.
Cool.
Deep beneath the underground.
Always with the shadows, always looking for an old friend.
You wander for hours, lost in the maze. You see rats skittering underneath, bulkhead doors ripped off their hinges, collapsed tunnels, flooded sewers, great grand chambers that look like they were stolen from ancient Mesopotamian ziggurats and Greek temples. And you find yourself at the crossroads. You hear footsteps.
if her heart could beat, it would be racing.
Coming out of the third tunnel is a bronze-skinned figure with shaggy black hair, wearing a suit and tie, a green tie. And he kind of looks a little sheepish. He's got his hands in his pockets as he approaches and says, "Hi, Chaz. I'm glad you came down here. I know I'm not who you expected, but, well, we've been in touch. Can I show you something?"
Hi. I always love to see new things.
He extends a hand.
She reaches out to take it immediately.
His skin is warm. Feel the pulse of blood under his fingertips, not kindred.
This guy dreams?
What?
And he leads you forward into the third tunnel. And as you go, you feel the shadows weighty on your shoulders, the darkness thickening, and a deep, reassuring laugh.
What?
You found it, Chaz. After all these years, it's finally time.
And so closes another chapter of Midnight.
Oh my god.
I don't even know.
So fun!
Meghan, our special guest, thank you for playing
Yes,
with us.
Meghan!
Yes.
Let's give a round of applause for Meghan here.
We just got back from the Long Island Tabletop Expo and had an amazing time and met some amazing people.
Heck yeah, we did.
We'll be going into it probably a little bit more on our social medias and everything like that if you haven't been following along. But some people won some shout outs from us, so let's get into it. First off, we have Jet from Hit Point. Go check out their Kickstarter at hitpointgame.com.
Woo.
Also, shout out to Written Writ Ralph, aka Bitten Apple TV on YouTube
Thank you
and
for
Instagram.
the shout out.
They gave us a great shout out on their Instagram.
Ralph, thanks for stopping by. It was so nice to talk to you.
Shout out to Brian Conway's game Empire of the Gods and his upcoming PvP D&D module Dungeon of the Mad King.
Ooh. Shout out to Rob Watt's short film Liminal from Vanguard Studios, where you can find the crowdfunding now on Seed and Spark. Definitely go check that out. I'm actually going to be working on that film. So
Well, the extra
definitely check it
shout out for you then.
Extra shout out. Shout out to Helldivers in general, I suppose. Thank you, Catherine. Specifically for Managed Democracy. I still have not played that game, but everyone is telling me to play it. And then also shout out to ClubTune64 on YouTube for some old FPS games. Definitely, go check that out. That sounds like a grand time.
Shout out to Jim Croce, the musician.
Jim Croce. I think it is Jim Croce.
Shout out to Dime Hunter. Shout out to Zippix on Instagram, ZZIPPIX.
Shout out to Gray GR3YYYYY. That's 5 Ys on Tumblr. Shout out to Agent Booby. So you can know about the good word of the blue-footed booby. And of course, shout out to Marin Ford. Hi, Marin.
Marin, nice to meet you finally.
Shout out to Fluffy J and Lox, the Rock Gnome Paladin. Shout out to Agent Train and their lovely girlfriend, Agent Crow. And shout out to Lord Preston.
Shout out to Squeezed Potato on Instagram. That is SQUEESHEDPOTATO, potato on Instagram. And finally, shout out to Agent Midnight. Potato!
Specifically with 7 O's. They told me to make sure it had 7 O's.
It has 7 of them. Was that long enough? Should I do it again? Potato!
I think we got it.
We got it. All right, great.
Once again, thank you so much, everybody, who came by our table. We had such an amazing time at the expo.
Thank you so much.
And we are definitely planning on going to more conventions in the future. It was so much fun.
Definitely check us out at those conventions. Come say hi. We are a good time and we'll have a good time.
Thank you all for listening. There is a new piece of fiction on the website. If you go to rpgesters.com, look at the bonus content, you'll see the episode 25 companion piece, Ghosts and Shadows. Shed a little bit more light on our somber primogen here. Check that out. We'd love to know what you think. And Meghan, as our special guest.
No, I'm not even going to plug anything this time. Just check them out. That's my plug. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know. You want to do plugs? We can just We can call it
Good morning.
Good morning.
Reggie's evil now.
Oh no!
This character already had a bird motif in their notes before Sky ever told me about Reggie.
Did you just confirm that they're a
I
bird?
didn't say that they are a bird. I said they had a bird motif.
Well, you didn't say that they're not a bird.
All vampires are birds. You heard it here first,
Vampires
folks.
are
Birds don't dream.